Hi guys, we are having Shinu with us. He's an email marketer and he has a lot of expertise into it. So he's gonna reveal a lot of strategy about it. If you want to dive into email marketing career, this podcast is gonna be grateful for you. So hi Shinu, welcome to our podcast show.
Hi, Pratyasha. Thank you for the invite. Love to share what I know and
Hmm.
love to give some guidance to who wants to have the expertise in email marketing.
So, before jumping into email marketing, what was your career part like this?
Yeah, so these are the era where we study something, later we
Hmm.
jump into some other jobs. But my case is entirely different. So I was into training the youth, training the kids, training people from hard places. So that was my current, that was my job when I came. I love talking to kids, talking to youngsters. So that was my passion. So I took that as my job. So I was working in an NGO in Bangalore. That's when that NGO had something have called newsletter to send to their audience, send to their well-wishers, send to their funders, many people. So we used to send monthly newsletters. So there was one person who was handling that. He suddenly resigned the job. So then by handing over that responsibility to me, so that's the first time I'm exposed to email marketing. What it doesn't know what exactly email marketing was. So I started exploring the tool. It was Mailchimp. So I started exploring, started designing emails using Canva and collecting details and started to send emails. So when I started doing that, I would figure out something that I have something that I can do in this. So I started exploring more. I started learning more. I started track things like how open rate is, how click rate is, how we can improve open rate, how we can improve click rate, and that's where I met like the email marketing as a person in myself. So I started learning more about it. That was my turning point. Before becoming an marketer, my passion was to work with children. Even still now, I have that passion. I love to talk to kids, love to talk to youth, teenagers, help them. So especially people those who are in orphanages and all, I used to go talk to them, conduct games or have some life skill sections. So that I was in that way.
Okay, so basically, I don't know anything about the email marketing. So, can you explain to me in a very easy way? So, what is email marketing basically?
Email marketing, it's obviously there are different kinds of email marketing, but I would start here with e-commerce email marketing. So you need to understand that a person who is coming to a physical store, they have their agendas in their mind. I want this particular product, I want this, I want that. That's why they're coming inside stop. If somebody wants a apparel or a churidar, they will not go to a men's shop, right? They will go to a women's shop. So when
Okay.
somebody is coming to your website or the website you're working with, they're interested. So think in a way that they are coming to buy something.
Okay, okay.
And everywhere people comes, they will just check the product and they go off. And in a retail shop, we don't have the opportunity to go behind them and bring them back again. But email marketing is something, if somebody comes to a website, we collect their details and we reach out them more. Hey, this is the thing that you are looking for, or these are the one which is in your cart, or these are the one which is in the checkout, these are the ones that you want to, you liked it, and we have a whole lot of things. These are the specialities you will get from product. So it's kind of a building a relationship with even the people those who visited you, and giving them as much as information to them, so that they will like the product and they will buy it. It's not that you buy it, you buy it, but make them a curiosity, make them understand what is your brand, make them understand what are the specialties we have, why your products are unique with the other things. So there are different strategies we used to tell in different way. We call it as funnel, where the people belong. So based on the funnel, we send them the messaging. For example, if the person is in the lower funnel, which is checkout, I would say in the funnel the top is a visitor, then they viewed a product, then they added to cart, they check out and place order is a completed funnel, and checkout is a tip of the funnel. So in that we might have to give them more detail about building trust with the brand, because they like the product, they like the pricing, that's why they came reach till checkout. So something which hindered them not to place order is the thing that we need to understand, and we need to talk from that point. So technically speaking, email marketing is supporting the people those who come to website as a buyer but went back without buying anything, and we need to make them a buyer in simple ways.
Basically, once I identify that I need to deep dive into e-commerce, or any other things? Why did you choose e-commerce over anything else?
It's as I told, there are different kinds of email marketing. One is we in email marketing term there is B2B, B2C, D2C, or we call it as in my terms I would say B2B is a non-consent based emails and B2B, B2C or D2C is a consent based email. B2B is something we need to find out our people who want to, our product, and we need to go to them. But D2C or B2C is something that the people those who want us will come to us. For example, B2B, we are running an ad or something, so people those who are related to that particular, for example, I have a software for a shop, so I will reach out to the particular group of people who have a shop, and I need to go to them. But when there is a D2C shop, we put a product on the meta or somewhere people like, and they come to us and they give our email IDs saying that, hey, I wanted to get your email, I wanted to know more about your product, I want this one. So that's a major difference between B2B and D2C email marketing. And why I choose email marketing B2B, B2C is in a way I figure out like I am more on a B2B than into a B2C, because I always think as a consumer, because I'm not an entrepreneur. So I need to always think about a consumer. The way we think really matters when we do an email marketing. So because if I can sell something to Pratyasha on a product, so I am a salesperson. So that I understood that it is more aligned with what I have, what I can do, and obviously with other technical skills as well. Because B2B has a whole lot of do with the domains, reputation, SMTP server, these all things. Because that needs little bit of deep dive in, because everybody can do it, but any trouble happen, then only they will struggle. So in that, it's better we will start to D2C because we will understand the basics. So if you have somebody who's wanted to B2B, I always suggest to start with B2B, B2C, sorry. If you want to do something on B2B, always start with D2C. So you will understand the basic things of it. Then B2B is on a little higher level because domain is always on a higher end, a high red alert, because we are sending to the people those who didn't give their email ID to us. So the open rate, click rate, everything might get affected. So on that level, it's good to start with D2C brands, and then you figure out that okay, I can do much better in B2B. Then you can jump into that because here the success metrics is the revenue which customer want, but in the B2B the customer the metrics would be lead generation. But lead generation doesn't mean that the sale is done. When you give a lead, then the brand have to follow up them and close the deal. But here we are closing the deal by getting the revenue itself. So there is a lot of work even after getting a lead, but here once the revenue is done, that is done. So that's why I more prefer to e-commerce, where I can give a direct result to the clients rather than giving them some hot deals.
So what variable do you believe that shapes a good email strategy?
So well, I don't know how the other email marketers does, but what I do is when I get a client or a website or some website for me to work on, I started analyzing the website. I would spend at least 1 to 2 hours just going through the website and understand the brand products, or what it can bring out, or the audience. It's not competitive analysis, but the brand analysis. So understanding the brand, understanding the website, understanding the USPs, unique selling points that they have, understanding what are the specialties this brand from other brands. So these all make you to understand the brand by yourself. Then you will know back at the back of your head saying that okay, this brand works in this particular way. Then I can build a strategy. So strategy is something knowing the brand and building on it. It's not like we have a fixed routine called okay, send one add to cart, send one checkout, send one this one. It's a proper structure. So it's not like technically like that. For example, if it's a sports brand, so we would say, hey, your it's a football brand. Yeah, your ball is waiting to come on your legs. Just saying some suggestion, but we won't say that to some other words. So it's completely understand the brand, completely understanding what your audience are, who your audience are. That will help you to build a strategy. Strategy is probably the skeleton would be same, but what we put in each email differs to brand. So that needs a lot of identification with the brand, a lot of things that you need to think about it. Yeah.
we need to identify, we need to do the brand analysis. So how does over here the consumer retention psychology works over here?
See, psychology is something that see, there are a couple of things the email experts also arguing right now, because there is retention is come to a point where email marketing or the retention marketing is not a standalone channel for retention marketing, because a product which is good, we can sell it again. But if the product the consumer received is not effective for them, we cannot. So a good product have a good retention. So, for example, it matters. See, when the consumer buy a product and they have some difficulty, they reach out to the customer care, and if they are not giving a good response to the consumer, obviously there is a negative mark already hit. So they want that trust factor will be deleted. So all those things really matters for a good retention strategy. So even if it is small brand, even if it's a big brand, is anything and everything need to have a supportive system for the retention marketing as well. For example, the CX team or the shipment, the tracking, everything should be on a top notch, which the consumer like the experience, not just the website experience, the conversion to the shipment experience or the usage experience. So then we have the voice to send out saying that, hey, we know that you like the product and your product is going to finish in X and Y date. So now your turn, you can go and order it. So there is one brand which I was consulting recently. It's called House of Moksha. One of my friend who is doing the retention for that, and he just asked me to look into it. So it's a top quality Indian brand, but it's very expensive. Very expensive means very expensive. The one, I think 5K or 6K is a starting price. It's a apparel brand, but the quality of the material is very good, and the retention rate is 54%, because they're getting a good stuff, good customer experience, and a good marketing strategy. So it's all depends on the brand, it's all depend on the product, and it's depend on the starting from the placed order to the getting their hand. So then only we can do a good retention strategy along with that. Obviously strategy works, but if the product is not good, whatever be the strategy, it won't work.
So if the product is not good, whatever you use, this nothing is gonna work. Product or it comes with services also basically.
Yes. Yeah, for example, if they reach out to the customer care asking, hey, when my product will come, so they send an email to the consumer. After 10 days also, they didn't respond to the email. So where the customer will go? Or they rang up the customer care, nobody picked the call. So
So
next time they won't.
yeah, for example, in Twitter people are just putting the things about the brand. I don't know the name. A long time I've seen it. They have told that they have not responded to a complaint only.
Yeah, see, for example, if you see Indigo had a very big
Oh my
factor
god.
right now. But do you see, when you go into book into a website on a flight, you would at least one time you will think, should I go with Indigo or should I go with any other one? And recently I flew to Goa. I had an option to go with Indigo, but purposefully I didn't choose Indigo. I don't want to stuck anywhere as if I'm traveling with family.
Yeah.
So these all things really matters when it comes to any product or any e-commerce brand as well.
But what happened during Indigo? There was something problem was going on. Crisis was there. I think so. Another flight also this increased the price. I
Yeah,
think so.
that happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone looking for the opportunity
Yeah.
to grab more.
Yeah. So basically, you told me that funnel works over here. So how to design a good funnel so that it captures the consumer's attention, our target audience attention.
It's not my words, it is expert words. I'm not claiming my word. Email marketing is about right time, right person, and the right message. So these three things involved in that. For example, a person purchased a product and we cannot send them saying that, hey, thank you for purchasing B and you can buy A now. We cannot say it. So we need to understand the customer behavior. For example, there was one argument which was going on with on one of my brand, one client. So there are one product. So the one product lasts for 30 days. Okay. And they want to send a replenishment flow after 30 days. They're saying that we can send an email to anybody who purchases this product after 25 days. But I told we need to make a split. We need to make a split saying that, okay, what if a person purchased two packets? They doesn't need for the next 30 days. They need only after 60 days. What if a person purchase 3 pack? So we need to have that in place where we are reaching them the right time. Obviously, there are exclusion. There are different things that we need to look into. Things probably they might have been brought for their friend, whichever it is. But for us, the consumer is the person whom we know. We cannot go with okay, why for what they purchased, but we need to go with their purchase behavior. So that works when you give the right message in, hey, your order is almost going to be end. It's packed for 60 days, and order it and you will get in the next 7 days. So you need to send not on 30th day, but you need to send on the 24th or 23rd day the replenishment flow, so that they can order it and get it on time. So these all calculations works together in order to craft a good retention strategy. How long it will take from placed order to the shipment, how long it will take that, or even if it's a win back flow, how long is the next purchases happen. For example, some products have a high delay time. Some product, even though it's a 30 capsule, the average date of next order will be 40 days. So we cannot send a win back on 35 days. We have to send only on 45 days. So these all calculations comes into picture when we analyze the e-commerce integration platform and get data from that, and based on that you prepare your strategy.
So what? So for example, I am gonna go into email marketing. So as beginner, what should we focus on these things?
As an email marketing, I would always, even I started in that way, it's always good to start with a tool assistant tool, like creating in the campaign setup guy. We call it as Clevio technician or technician. So what happens there is you will get all lot of brands to work on. So simply what your job is, slice it, put it in the email marketing tool, use the subject line that they given, use a segmentation they are giving, just sending the emails. So on that, you will start learning and analyzing each email, why this is made. So then you start asking question, okay, why this email is going to only this particular customer? Why this email has this subject line and this text? And why this have this products? For example, sometimes they will give high offer. So then why we are giving a high offer? It's not this a bestseller. Might be just slow moving product. That's why we are giving a high discount. Probably we are giving a free gift. So might be there is an extra stock available. That's why we are doing it. This whole thing. This will help you to understand a why behind what. So when you get the answer why behind what, then you can do what. Otherwise, you won't be able to start what. So what is called the strategy. So when you
Okay.
don't know why we are doing this strategy, we cannot do the start what. So when you are completely have a good idea of why, then you start think about what. Then
Okay.
you start involving into is saying that okay, now I need to start myself and try to make a strategy for one brand. And then you can connect with one email marketer or anybody who's in the team. Hey, I wanted to learn a little more. I made this one, can you help me with that? Is it in the right track, or you want some guidance on that? That's the way we can learn. Otherwise, if you want to become a strategist straight away, I don't think that is the right approach that you will be able to do it. Because everybody, if you try to become if you don't know the tool, for example, if you don't know the limitation of the tool, you cannot make a strategy. If client comes and says that, hey, can you send a email to this particular group who purchased X and Y product in the last 15 days, I should know that I can make that segment inside my tool or not. If I am not sure it is not possible, if I'm sure it's not possible, I cannot say yes to client. Understood. So getting to know the tool, getting to know the limitations, getting to know what it can do, what all you can give, these all things help you to make the strategy. So knowing the why and the tool will help you to do what.
Okay. So for example, it's done that beginner should be learning. Now, for example, we need to pitch the client. So client wants a proof of work. So how we can build a proof of the work? That's too important. How can they can build a portfolio?
Portfolio is something if you want to mail, like you need to understand. See, I whenever I go for it asking somebody to conduct an interview, I will ask them what are your strengths. So I would give them 5 pointers and ask them, can you rearrange it this based on your strength. So recently, and I gave them 5 options, calling a team. I am a good team lead. I am a good strategist. I am a good data analyst. I am a good copywriter. I am love execution. So these 5 pointers I give. So these 5 pointers would, if you rearrange, you will be able to understand what is your strength. Okay. For example, your strength is copywriting. If you put copywriting first, you are not in the right order. because until you analyze the data, you cannot understand a strategy. Without knowing the strategy, you cannot write a copy. Am I right? Am I making sense?
Yes, yes.
So then you start building that up. Let that come on an order. So let build data analysis, then come into strategy, then come into campaign and execution. So you need to come in a place where you arrange yourself in that particular order. Then you will be able to build a portfolio based on your strength. And this is the thing. Otherwise, what will happen is, if you are just going as a designer to an email marketing, you know how to design well,
Yeah.
but execution also you might do it, but
Hmm.
sometimes client ask why it is happened, you will be able to answer anything. So that's what we need to come in a place where we need to be in a hierarchical order, our strength and our strategy, so that we will be able to ask anything to the client. If client comes and asks me why this happened, if I'm not able to answer that why, then that is not gonna be a good relationship with the client. So
Okay.
we need to do that.
Okay. Then main question, we know the skills. Now we have built a portfolio. Now how to get a client?
See, these days, email marketing is going to be a completely new realm. There are tools. If you put the image into tools, you can slice it there and you can give the link there that will directly export to Klaviyo. So, right now, the need of the hour is not much of technicality, but the need of the hour is how you can perform better, what extra you can do.
Hmm.
For example, if a client can create an AI function for doing designing an email, nowadays we don't need a designer. We can just give a idea into ChatGPT or Nano Banana, wherever it is, we can get an email. So if the client is satisfied with that, they don't need to spend extra $1,000 for a designer. I They will go with that. But you need to know how that works and how your things work. For that, you need to have a strong experience in the field where you can show yourself that I did this for this brand. They gave me $100,000, but I gave them 5,000 increase in their brand revenue. So that matches up. Otherwise, client always looking for not spending much. Right. So if you go to Upwork and you started pitching a client, if you don't have a strong result oriented portfolio, you won't be able to get that work.
Yes.
Right. So you need to have a strong result oriented portfolio. That means you need to start working with a client, a in-house team, or you want to start working with an agency, build your portfolio and make show your result. Then you can like start pitching the client, because client is always looking for not your deliverability. Client is not looking always looking for how many open rates, how many people clicked, how many emails you send, how many like flows is live. No, they always look for revenue. Am I getting the revenue?
Yes.
If we are not able to do that, I sent 100 campaigns in 1 month, I made 10 flows live, I made SMS live, this one, everything I did, but at the end revenue didn't had any momentum, then client will not measure it as success. It only
Okay.
work. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, I think for getting clients for the beginners, for example, I'm in a beginner stage. I get clients from LinkedIn because I know Upwork won't work for me. Now, neither Fiverr is gonna work for me because so sending emails to LinkedIn, then solving that problem, then only you get clients. And there's some. I was doing some podcast with other people. They were saying that tell them to do 10 trials with them, 10 free trials. Then only they can pay you. If they like your work, they're gonna hire. If they don't, that.
Yeah, see, even if you give a free service, client will happy to do it, because at the end they are not losing anything, but you are losing your value there, right? See, for example, if somebody approached me saying that, okay, I am approaching somebody, I'll give you 10 emails free. Okay, so I can pitch the client, but after the 10 emails, if you are not able to produce result,
That's
you will give another 10 emails free.
no.
No. So that's
But
what.
that's the confidence of the work. If we have the confidence, then only we need to just tell them or two things and we can all work for free. Because I started with doing two works, then only started charging money. I started doing contract and all, then only.
Okay, you imagine this way. Client wanted only automations. So you say, okay, I will make all the automations live and freely give you. We cannot do that, right?
No, we cannot do it.
Without automations, how your campaign will work,
Hmm.
right? If it's a new client, we need to make
Hmm.
all the automations live
Hmm.
and all the things live. So how we are going to pitch the client? See, that's what I'm saying. See, there are people who messages me right now. I'm working in an agency in Croatia, which I'm earning far above from the Indian standards, and there are people in India contacts me. Shinu, can you join with me? Shinu, can you join? I'm not saying in that way, but I'm not in a place to go down from where I'm right now,
Yes, yes.
right? So somebody approaches me which is a higher value I would think of.
Hmm.
And if you are not able to give that higher value for the people that are looking for,
Hmm.
they're gonna, like, I recently came up one client, one guy contacted from my Tamil Nadu. So he was into B2B email marketing. Now he
Hmm.
wanted to explore B2C or D2C. And he got a
Hmm.
client,
Hmm.
and through another agent, he got a client. You know how much he's getting paid per month? Getting 5,000 rupees per client. Where I would say at least the direct contractor would be having 2,000, $3,000. And at the end, this guy is paying 5,000. And the pressure is on him. Why sale is not there? Why sale is not there? Why sale is not there? Understood? So this happens when you suddenly jump from the safe zone, you are in an unsafe zone without experience, without knowing what to do. And
Okay.
he knows B2B marketing. He know how to generate leads, but he don't know how to convert in D2C into sales. So if you don't have that experience, whatever you pitch in, whatever you do, try to do, you will be able to survive, but you won't be able to sustain.
Okay.
Understood? Survival is different, sustain is different. For example, there one brand approached me saying that, hey Shinu, we are gonna start capturing the website visitors, not the people those are signing into pop-up. The people those are coming to the website through a third party integration, and we are going to send them the emails. And this email is a higher end offer. This should not go to anyone else. This should go only those people, and they should not get the existing add to cart, existing cart abandonment, existing things. They should not get. They should get a separate flow. This all needs experience and logic to make it differentiation. So I created a separate flow for them, excluded all the people from this and that and everything. A lot of things I have to done. Recently, we started with one brand. So they have almost 60,000 customers. It's an Indian brand. 60,000 customers. So the guy who contacted me is saying, Shinu, they are not ready to pay this much amount to Clevio. 60,000 means almost like $1,000 we have to pay. I think so. They are not ready to pay this much. So we need to reduce the thing. So now the problem is we reduced and brought down the cost, but if somebody coming back from retention, they don't receive any email, they won't get any email because they are suppressed, because we manually suppress a lot of profiles. In this one, client is asking why email is not triggering to the people those are placing order. What we will do? So these all things when clients bring in, that's what you will start to sync.
Actually, identifying the problem is very important. Researching a problem is very important.
That's what this won't get from a course. This will get only from experience.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so in that there is a problem called something called webhook.
Hmm.
Most of the people, email marketers, don't know webhook. So
Hmm.
we created one webhook
Hmm.
to make the people, anybody who purchases, from suppression to unsuppression.
Okay, what is this webhook? I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So we
Huh.
need to, it's a machine language where we say to the machine to do. Instead of we
Okay.
doing it, we say the machine to do. For
Okay.
example, when somebody, we unsuppress them, their email marketing status will become
Hmm.
suppressed, right? So we want to make them unsuppress once they come back to the website. So how we will do it? We cannot go each buy then unsuppress it. So we create a workflow
Hmm.
and we will put webhook, say that okay, this person came and made a purchase and now you can unsuppress them.
Okay.
So these all things like by giving 10 campaigns freely, you might have to survive. But
Yeah.
sustainability, so
Not
that's a
possible.
big main question. That's the main question. So
Okay.
yeah,
Sure, sure. Carry on. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I always say is, it's good to slowly walk with somebody than
Hmm.
suddenly run.
Yeah.
Even our life is also like that. We didn't come and started running like animals. Like,
Hmm.
we came out of our mother's tummy and we started scroll, we started to walk, we started to haul, then we started to run.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
started to run first, you will lose your breath. I'm not saying you will die, but you will start to become stressful, anxious, you don't know what to do. You try to, like, what will happen, you will try to reach out an expert and try to consult with them, then you have to pay them much.
Hmm.
So better start slowly,
Hmm.
learn, do it, so that you will have a proper growth, rather than growing like a bamboo tree.
Hmm.
You can grow like a normal tree.
Okay. So, as you told earlier, you are working with international client. So, how to get an international client?
See, international clients always trust international people, I would say. They have least bother about Indian clients, Indian
Yeah.
companies. Because it's not just because of that. There are a lot of issues. The client always think about their issues. Sometimes the money, how I will pay the money, this, the X, Y, Z. And the quality of work, the language, everything is differ from that. But there are humpty number of agencies who do a good job, but they are forced right now to take up Indian clients, which is email marketing is not very prominent in India, forced to take Indian clients and have fewer US clients, because in US there are agencies growing very big. And that's the one reason many are not getting international clients for higher things. Otherwise, you would have a proper, like, appointment setter, or we should have a proper B2B outreach, whichever it is. So in order to get an international client, you should have an experience with international clients as well.
Okay. So, how
If you
to get
don't,
an experience?
obviously learn, join an agency and work with them.
Okay.
I will tell you, working alone is not sustainable for some time, because at the end, if you grow, you need to have your agency, right? You need to hire people, then you need to know how to lead them, how to divide the work, how to run an agency. So if you have an internship background that you want to know and you want to learn and to start an agency, whatever sense it is, it's good to learn from an agency. So
Okay.
two things you will learn. You will learn how an agency can be, how an agency shouldn't be.
Hmm.
So that now I worked with almost 4 to 5 agencies in consultation as well as full time. So I know how to segregate work, how to divide work, what is the capacity, how much a person can
Hmm.
do. Now I have an experience and I will talk from experience. Say, hey
Hmm.
designer, this is just a one page design you can finish in 1 hour.
Hmm.
So I'll give you 8 hours work. So these all we cannot learn from just being a solo entrepreneur, but we need to have that training. I'm not saying that you go and work with somebody who is very bad or it's not a good agency, but we need to get an exposure, we need to get an then we need to exploit ourselves,
Yes.
then only we can work.
Yeah. I mean, it's in our that we need to we crush ourselves. We need to just to learn anything.
Yeah, without crushing you won't get the juice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any fruit, if you are crushing, then only you will get the juice, otherwise you won't get the juice.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
next, coming to the main thing is that how to basically how do people can learn email marketing? There's you told that we need to work with organization to get any glimpse, any YouTube channel or any paid course to get a glimpse.
So, all the ESPs have their own resource centers, so
Hmm.
you can learn from them. Even Klaviyo has Klaviyo certification, Omniscient
Hmm.
have their certification. That's the one of the thing that you can learn.
Hmm.
But an email marketer doesn't mean that you should only learn email marketing. So you need to learn about how Meta works, how
Yeah.
Google
Yeah.
Ads work, how Instagram ads works, how the
Hmm.
people are bringing in, how this is works. So I started with HubSpot Academy digital
Yeah.
marketing course.
Yeah. HubSpot Academy is this. I think so there's a 12-hour course of digital
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah. So if you take that, so you will
Hmm.
get it like the basic fundamentals of digital marketing.
Hmm.
then you will prioritize like email marketing through Klaviyo, whichever software you want to go at, ESP you want to get it. So you get their certification. But certification is just like learning swimming through postal service. You won't learn unless you will jump into the water.
Yeah,
Certificate you can show,
yeah.
but you don't know swimming unless and until you jump into the water. So learning from a course doesn't mean that you learned it, but we need to learn by exploring or put it into practice.
Okay.
So that's what I told the experiences.
So coming to, what platform do you trust for sending emails?
Um, See, it depends on technically. I would always say it's depend on the client, which one they want. Client have different opportunities. There are Indian clients who say I want only Klaviyo, even though the price is high, everything is I want only Klaviyo. But many say that okay, there is a alternative called Omnisend or Mailchimp, but it's completely depend on what is your meta, what is your retention goal is. Are you doing only email and SMS, or are you gonna do WhatsApp? Are you gonna do push? So you need to look into all those things, then pick up a tool. For me, I love Klaviyo because I am hands-on with that. It's not that I'm not able to do anything on any other tools, but everything is handy there. Everything is I know where it is, what it is. So the time consumption is less. Everybody is looking for time. So instead of creating one email 10 minutes, if I send 1 hour, I'm losing 50 minutes, which I could have been created another 5 emails. So I am comfortable with Klaviyo, which I am using right now. And even though the scope of Indian clients is less, but I'm doing a lot of research how we can bring in new stuffs. I'm gonna release a course very soon on like how we can make use of hosted pages. Many people know there is something called hosted pages. They don't know how to make use of it. So I'm gonna so release a course on that. Is one of my plan in a long in a not a long term, short term goal. I'm already preparing on it. So all those things will come into picture when you have closely working with somebody,
Yeah, yeah.
closely taking one person. See, I can talk more about my wife than somebody else's wife, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So when I use it, I work on it, then I know what it is, where it is, how it is. So that's very important when it comes to tool. So the updates which is coming. I told recently we had an interview with one for the one agency. They want to hire a retention head. So they asked me, can you come in for just interview the person? I asked one simple question: what is the latest update? You told that you are using Klaviyo. What is the latest update in Klaviyo? She told that I don't know. So there is a update comes up. Then I asked you what is the difference between conditional split and trigger split. She don't know.
Hmm.
So unless and until you don't know the tool, you won't be able to answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what makes you professional when you know the tool inside and out. But again, Klaviyo or whichever tool is not 100% learnable because there are other sides, the technical sides of it. For
Hmm.
example, what to say? I forgot the complete word. Somebody you want to make something extra customization. That all we don't know. But what a email marketer needs to know, we should know.
Okay. So we are having two last questions.
Yeah.
So what is your take about the AI in email marketing?
So AI is already called artificial intelligence. It's not the human brain. It's artificial intelligence.
Yeah, yeah.
So it has definitely a role to play. I won't say completely. I will say a
Hmm.
role to play because I was talking with my brother-in-law is working in Boeing as a senior developer. I was just have a talk with him about AI. He made this statement. He called me Jiju. So I'm married or not. You know, Jiju, what you're seeing right now, AI is not AI. It's literally LLM model, which you give them something, they will give you something. That's it. So, for example, if you ask them a question, 2 plus 2 4, we will say that 2 plus 4 is 4. Then some comedy happened. Then they ask, no, my wife said it's 3. And then you trust your wife. That's what ChatGPT says. So, so I'm just read through it. That's what I just said. So it's all about how you're giving what you're giving. So if you are giving the complete liver to AI, so then it is a danger. But
Yes.
you control the liver and get output from that and modify it, then say that okay, I don't want it in this way, I want it this way, can you do it? So refine and use it. Otherwise Recently a big brand, a big agency, they made a ChatGPT direct copy into their email, and people started looking why. So you will also in that place why AI is needed. For example, if I'm not person not very thorough in like English grammar because my accent and everything is wrong, so I always write and I always ask ChatGPT to grammar correct it. I won't ask ChatGPT to write, but I'll say correct it. Sometimes my language is not that very polished, so I want to send an email to somebody in a very polished way, saying that polite way. So I'll write the email and ask ChatGPT, can you just flourish it in a way that's polite, and this is my output I want to get. So it gives the suggestions, not the full thing. So I control it, and if you give the control to that, it will not work. So
Okay.
that's my takeaway with AI. If you are using AI, well and good, but don't completely give that to AI. You have your own work, your own thought process to work. Because these are the era, even my son, when I ask something, he asked me some question, dada, what is it? I told, I don't know what's the name. Take Google and ask. That's their attitude. And I don't know what will happen to the next generation. For doing a simple math, they will go to AI. So that will be a dangerous situation. But if you take the lead, then you will be able to take the lead.
For example, if even I'm also a little bit, I'm in mid 20s, so I'm just saying that if we had AI, so we could have easily taught, because there were certain terms that school couldn't teach us. So AI could easily teach us, but we couldn't trust. But it was that we can easily memorize it. Okay.
See, that all what you're saying is right. But again, that's what I'm saying. It's all LLM models, all backend is there. That
Hmm.
you can just search in Google also you can find.
Hmm.
What makes ChatGPT different is the work you want to do it in 1 hour, ChatGPT give in 1 minute. For
Yes.
example, if you want to study a topic
Hmm.
called chemical reactions,
Hmm.
so you have a definite question. For example, what is CH2 plus CH2? You
Hmm.
ask ChatGPT, ChatGPT will give you the answer. You are satisfied. Okay. But the moment you start researching on the Google, you not only found CH2 is plus CH2 is what? You will start a lot more, and you're limiting yourself with that much that knowledge. You're
Hmm.
not going across the boundary. So that's what happens with ChatGPT. You will lose all lot of other research and other things. I'm not saying don't use ChatGPT, but always trust yourself and your teacher, because your teacher knows well than ChatGPT.
For example, I was just watching a podcast. Okay, so I just pasted in a notebook LLM. Okay, they couldn't explain what. So basically, I make a note. I don't trust ChatGPT to explain me those things, because they don't explain certain things. For example, there was one term they didn't use that term, but I knew they explained that into that video. But AI couldn't use those terms. So it's, we couldn't rely upon the AI. For example, I use AI as making the so that completes work into 2 minutes. I just give them the data, they do it all by themselves. And coming to Notebook LLM, they help us if there's a large PDF. So, for example, if you need to find out the price, they can just give you out. Okay. So I use these things in the ChatGPT and for the English and all. I
That's what I'm saying. Again, AI is not completely AI era right now. It is
use.
just LLM model, so it's have its own limitations. Now AI is more than a unit. It comes a trend. So
Hmm.
every tool you go, we have AI, we have AI, we have AI, we have AI. So that's what the trend is. But always be aware that at the end, you are responsible. See, for
Hmm.
example, recently I asked ChatGPT to create some image. So I created an image and I shared with my son. Then he noticed saying that, Dada, there are three people, but only four legs are there. Understood? So everything, like if you don't have your eye on whatever they gives, you're just copy. Recently, one thing happened. As a comedy video also happened. Came somebody asked to write. I don't want to go office today. I want to write an email to my boss saying that I'm sick. So he asked ChatGPT to write. He gave the prompt, and ChatGPT write, yes, you don't want to go office today, so you are asking me to write a sick leave letter to your boss. Here is your sick leave letter. He copied completely and sent to the master. sent to his manager. So the manager is reading, yes, today I don't want to go office. I want to write a leave letter saying that I am sick. Hi, dear sir. So he would have been definitely copied only half and sent it. We cannot trust blindly anyone, but AI as well, even ChatGPT also started putting that notification down. ChatGPT also can make mistakes. So
All the AI can make a mistake. That's not because not there's not ChatGPT. There's a Grok. There's Claude. There's a lot.
yeah.
Okay. And coming to the last question, I was just noticing in the podcast you have a good command in your communication. How you are having a good communication that matters a lot.
Um, that's what I said. I was not a public speaker. I was an event speaker to youth, kids, and all. So that's what my communication comes from.
Hmm.
So because understanding your audience is really better, really wide. Because right now, if I'm just speaking to you, but I'm imagining I'm not talking to you, I'm imagining to the people those are gonna watch this. So
Hmm.
if you don't have that, if
Hmm.
you don't have that idea in your mind, so you won't be
Hmm.
able to like communicate well. It's
Hmm.
all about how you understand your audience.
Hmm.
So if I go to small kids, I cannot talk like this. I need to
Hmm.
speak in a way that they understand.
Hmm.
If I go to a client who doesn't know anything about email marketing, I cannot say that, hey, our deliverability debit is 80%, our open rate is 20%. So I need to put it in a way that he understands.
Hmm.
So getting the message across to your audience based on their level is communication.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it is not communication.
Okay. So, Shinu, it was a. I think this podcast is gonna be great eye opener for the beginners on and the people who want to jump into the email marketing and want to know much more about the email marketing. And I hope you get a lot of client from this video if possible. I pray to the God. So, thank you, Shinu, for being a guest. And that was the thing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Prityaja. Thank you. I really appreciate that a person who in the 20s taking this initiative to like make something for their peers or whoever wants, so that they will also be able to learn it. And I definitely know that you also have some sort of plan to have some e-commerce related thing. I also wish you all the best, and
Hmm.
thank you for this invite.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.